talked about the scientific progress made during the expert project in the last video. Despite certain challenges, the team produced a number of exploitable results.
One of the major exploitable results that came out of expert is the definition of a lipid nanoparticle filled with messenger RNAs that is very effective in cancer models. So we have defined a new cytokine cocktail delivered in a messenger RNA format that is really efficacious in turning cold tumors into hot tumors. That's one thing. And we designed a lipid nanoparticle around it that's very effective in delivering it. That's part of the intellectual property of Etherna. Etherna Immunotherapies is our partner in Belgium, and they've developed the knowledge around the cytokine cocktail as well as the new lipids that define the lipid nanoparticle, and well, both separately but also combined. That is one of the tangible outputs of expert that can be developed further. And one of the opportunities there is to partner with a bigger pharmaceutical company in order to exploit it further and test it in human patients. Another exploitable result is from Syntev. So Syntev defined a new way of purifying the nanoparticles. So after they are formed, they need to be purified, and that's a complicated, lengthy process up to now. And they defined a way to concentrate them and purify them in a new way that they are about to patent as well. So those are examples of results that could actually be beneficial for both the companies, but also for the population in general, and also for other applications.
Whenever new discoveries are made in a project, questions of intellectual property, patents and spin-offs are raised.
Here in Sweden the IP generation, or the process of generating IP, is a bit different from UK and the rest of Europe and the world for that matter, in that we have something called the teacher's exemption, or the professor's privilege. And that means that if I have a discovery and I want to file a patent, I can use something called KI innovation, but they are not very well, they don't really have that much money to support with, because I own my invention. Not the university doesn't have a stake in the invention, which is the case at other places.
Intellectual property regulations are different in every country, even in the EU. And whenever several parties are involved in a discovery, they need to be reflected when filing for patent.
And if you discover something together, you should ideally file IP together, but of course it is a little bit more complicated when there are many partners and many interests. But I think the key thing is, of course, that is a definition who is an inventor on a patent.
The expert project has 11 partners from 8 countries. And questions of intellectual property are especially relevant in EU-funded projects, because many partners are involved.
And what we do within this consortium, where there are activities at multiple levels, is that we define every month we have a meeting together with all the consortium partners. We define what types of results partners have generated and which are interesting to either explore further or are already ready to offer to outside partners or develop ourselves further. So we do that continuously. Sometimes the conclusion is, well, this is something that is just shared with the public because it's of value of all researchers to just be aware of the lessons that we learned. For example, we've worked on experiments that allow us to reduce the number of experimental animals that are used in research. So we translated that to an in vitro model. And the lessons learned are now being written up in order for all to benefit from, essentially, and reduce experimental animal use in this type of work. And others are really to be patented and later on exploited either in partnerships or by the company themselves.
EU-funded projects are obliged to do everything they can to exploit their results or to make them publicly available. In the next video, we will talk about EU regulations on medicinal products. mRNA-based therapeutics are classified as ATMPs, Advanced Therapy Medicinal Products. Due to their complexity, ATMPs are heavily regulated to ensure their safety and efficacy.